Hello and welcome back to the Fracking Farmhouse. Now, we've been talking about the end of fracking because we think it's dead duck. Don't we, Oscar? Yes, we do. But I want to bring your attention to a couple of events coming up in the near future run by the oil and gas industry. The first one is on Thursday, the 4th of April in central London. No venue yet. They probably don't want any protesters turning up outside. That might spoil their day, mightn't it? So, but this has been organised by the Westminster Energy, Environment and Transport Forum. And it's talking about a timely conference discussing the next steps for growing the unconventional oil and gas market in the UK. That's fracking. Growing it. It takes place at a time of significant policy development, such as the inclusion of shale in the nationally significant infrastructure project regime. Hey, that hasn't happened yet. Whoa, let's hope that doesn't happen. That would just mean that they wouldn't need planning permission to frack wells. They'd just go to the Secretary of State and say, can I put a fracking well in? And he'd go, yes. So we've been lobbying hard on that, and it's not been announced yet. And the delegates will also assess the next step for the current traffic light system and the implications of increasing the 0.5 magnitude threshold in order to improve productivity of onshore wells. Well, they haven't got that yet either, right? This is their wish list. They haven't got it. And Claire Perry, Greg Clark and others have all said recently, no, industry, you agreed 0.5, you're not having it. So anyway, it's the 4th of April. And they still think they're doing it. But what's fun here is the keynote speaker. It's our old friend Natascha Engel. Yeah, ex-MP for North East Derbyshire. Commissioner for Shale Gas, Department of Business, Energy and Industrial Strategy. Is that who they've got? Poor things. There's another one coming up. This one's 2 days. The UK Onshore Oil and Gas Summit. Tuesday the 18th and Wednesday the 19th of June at Birmingham City Centre. That's the 18th and 19th of June in Birmingham City Centre. I can't tell you, be more accurate than that. You know, we wouldn't want protesters turning up, would we? That might spoil their day. But anyway, their agenda's very interesting. They're throwing a lovely little curveball at this. With the UK set to leave the European Union, energy security is one of the top agenda items for both the UK government and the UK economy. With operation... okay, by the way, if you want to go about energy security... sorry, Oscar, I've got to move this. There is a national risk assessment. It's a government paper, and it is the National Risk Assessment. If you look up that government paper, it says that we have got very secure gas supply, okay, domestic gas supply from our North Sea, from Norway, which isn't in the EU, and from Qatar. Our main suppliers are all not in the EU and all can supply us abundant amounts. So that's just scare stories. The fossil fuel companies have been doing this for ages. Oh, buy from us, all the lights will go out. It's not true, and you can look it up on the UK risk assessment, which is actually forced to do by the EU to check that we've got resilient supply. So that's just one thing. But with operations now moving forward and successful results produced. What planet are they on? Successful results. So they fracked in Preston New Road and set off earthquakes, and they got so little gas out when they lit a flare stack for their shareholders to see. Somebody asked the Environment Agency, they said, were they burning methane? Well, there was a bit of methane, but the rest was propane from their own tanks. They made up a flare stack, and then they drilled at Tinker Lane and didn't find what they were looking for. So they think that's successful results. Anyway, they're having discussions over 2 days. Key discussions themes will include policy developments, operator plans moving forward, challenges faced and opportunities for local communities. Opportunities for local communities to what? To stand in front of their trucks. Right. I bring this up. You might want to pop along. The tickets are about for £700 or something. The usual people are there. Ken Cronin, Tom Pickering's there, our old friend from the debate in Eckington. Maybe here he'll have friends round him, and all that all the usual people. Geological Quadrilla are there, Egdon Resources, and guess who? You guessed it, our old friend Natascha, straight from North East Derbyshire, the failed MP for North East Derbyshire. She's there as well. And I was looking through my fracking room, as I call the office, the other day, just behind us, and I found this. Because when INEOS announced they were going to drill a well here, we were all very concerned, and the first thing I did, I wrote to my MP being Natascha Engel. On the 27th of January, she replied, because very early on, and I thought, fracking, this is really serious stuff. So may I share this with you, Natascha's letter. Dear David, re-fracking. Thank you for getting in touch with me about fracking in our local communities, and I do share your concerns about this. For your information, Labour Party policy is against fracking and would be banned by a future Labour government. The policy is based on the fact that fracking locks us into an energy infrastructure that is based on fossil fuels long after our country needs to have moved to renewables. The next Labour government will back the clean technologies of the future. Do you know what? I actually believe that. That's something Natascha says, because she's put it in quotes. Fracking locks us into an energy infrastructure that is based on fossil fuels long after our country needs to have moved to renewables. Great. I'll buy that. And then she says the next chapter, in contrast, however, the Tory government are very pro-fracking. And in October last year, Sajid Javid, where's he now? DCLG minister confirmed that this government has been clear that fracking and using the resources that we have in this country is part of the future of this country. So we've got the typical red, blue, blaming each other, blaming each other, blaming each other, But all applications of fracking need to be challenged on a case-to-case basis. Derbyshire County Council is going to deal with this. Contact the local councillor. Yeah, okay. Natascha's final words to me, only 2 years ago. Thank you for writing to me on this very important issue and for sharing your views. And you can be assured that I will do what I can to lend my support to the campaign against fracking. All good wishes, Natascha. And there she is, 2 years later. She lost her job because she went against Labour Party policy. At the moment, we've got, ironically, a Tory MP who is working very hard against fracking, because he's realised that if you have fracking in your constituency, you motivate the constituency and they will vote you out if you support fracking. But I just thought you'd like to see my letter from Natascha, and just shows that anyone can be bought, can't they? Anyway, thank you very much for watching this Fracking Farmhouse, and really stand firm, everyone. If they don't change the rules on earthquakes, on NSIP, then fracking is a dead duck, and we're out of this. This nightmare's over. So thank you very much for watching the Fracking Farmhouse. See you soon.